freedom. Hold up your banner for freedom. Hold up your banner for freedom.
Hello and welcome to a positive podcast coming to you from Hope Sussex Community, the home of positive energy, with me, Katie Jo, and my legend of a guest today, Danny Rampling.
Hi,
Yay!
Katie.
How you doing?
I feel amazing, actually, and it's lovely to be back here at Hope Sussex.
Oh, it's been too long.
Yeah, it has, yeah.
We were
When's the
desperate
last
to
time I
get
was
you.
here?
Well, it's got to be the festival.
Oh, I came here for a talk about a year ago, that's right, with Piers.
You came to watch a talk.
Yes,
Yeah.
That was about a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Always good
That
to
was
be...
exactly a year. November. November 2022.
There you go.
I keep getting, because we're in 2024 now.
Yeah.
The year of the eight.
Eight year, yes. The eight cycle.
The eight cycle.
Numerology.
The year of abundance.
The year of abundance.
Yeah.
For all.
And you,
Not
I
just
can
the
feel,
few, all.
All. I can feel how positive you're feeling at the moment.
Choose abundance. Create abundance.
Amazing. And have you always felt like that? Have you always had that philosophy in your life? Or have there been some parts in your life where you've been feeling, this is really tough. How am I going to get through this?
Oh, yeah.
Would you say that the previous 3 years have been quite tough?
Very tough, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they stole a good 2 years of our lives, denying the right to work. And the industry that I'm in music and hospitality and entertainment, they denied us the right to work. And I will never forgive or forget what they've done.
Yeah.
There is no forgiveness.
No.
Irrespective of Christian beliefs and this, that and the other, that it's unforgivable what they did to us. They denied us the right to work and stole our livelihoods. We didn't get the support of furlough, being creatives and self-employed, and there were 2 million of us. That is unforgivable.
Yeah.
And it was unnecessary. And it's all coming to light now. And people are actually realising how much deception has gone on with this whole thing.
I think
that's 2 years we won't get back.
Yeah, and what you said there, the fact that it's unforgivable because they knew what they were doing. That's the difference.
Absolutely. And the billions that they've embezzled in their cronyism and corruption, which is, we've known about this for quite some time, but, the wider public and... the media doesn't present it that way, but this Michelle Mone and Michael Gove and these dodgy Hancock contracts, the cronyism and corruption, billions gone out of the Treasury, billions, just like that, gone in all of these contracts, PPE, false PPE contracts, and so on.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Where is the full forensic financial audit, an investigation into where every pound of that money, of all that finance, went to? And that's what the British public should be calling for and demanding: a full financial forensic audit trail, an investigation into all of those billions that have been filtered away into offshore accounts, into the Channel Islands and the Cayman Islands.
Well, it should be a part of the inquiry right now, shouldn't it? It should be a part of the inquiry right now.
The inquiry is a whitewash, as we know. This inquiry is just a whitewash, all coming onto the stage, acting out their part and walking out of it as if nothing's happened.
It's the pantomime again, isn't
pantomime.
it? It's to appease the few.
Absolutely.
Those that have watched this and gone, oh, well, it's not quite, something's not right here.
Yeah.
So we'll look like we're doing an inquiry and look like we're doing the job that we should be doing.
Yeah. And how many million does that cost? Is it 100 million?
I don't know, but I'm sure the figures.
Well, the law firms are profiteering nicely out of it, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, really. And it's more profit, isn't it? It's more cost, more profit. But there needs to be a full investigation into this.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Because a huge percentage of people were left high and dry during that 2 years, myself included. And that makes me very bitter, actually, very bitter. When I had a full diary of work, I just turned a corner after a very difficult decade and which included a bankruptcy, and got myself back to parity in the final quarter of 2019. And this Trojan horse came along, and this deception in March of 2020. And then that was it. 2 weeks to flatten the curve, some 2 years later, with, kind of without income. And, it's scandalous what's gone on here. And this deception, in my opinion, is the greatest fraud and deception in all history.
I agree with you.
And it's being exposed. The cracks are appearing in this, and they know what they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
They've embezzled billions.
It was an agenda to cause this.
Absolutely.
This complete... just totally disrupt our lives and to destroy the economy, and to destroy the small little businesses,
the independent business sector,
and I suffered the same. The business that myself and my husband had spent 10 years building, gone, couldn't work.
It's appalling.
It was absolutely horrendous.
Devastating for so many people. Made insolvent, bankrupt, businesses collapsed. Appalling. And meanwhile, the wealth transference to the corporates has continued on stealth. And this is all about wealth transference.
You're not in the club.
Well, no, exactly. It's all about wealth transference, corporate wealth transference, stakeholder capitalism. Backed up by Davos and the World Economic Forum, those unelected bureaucrats and technocrats, this hub in Geneva of the World Health Organization, the UN, and the World Economic Forum. They're crime syndicates. They are a criminal organization. And they've infiltrated governments and
every sector.
Every sector.
Yeah, absolutely. But you with your energy today, I feel like it's so positive, and I feel like. Do you feel like we've finally pushed past that?
To a degree.
To a degree, and do you feel like their powers are starting to dwindle?
We have the power. And this is the awakening of individual power, because so many people have not realised the individual power that we hold. And without sounding elitist in any way, this is something that a lot of people have discovered about themselves through what's happened here. It's awakened people to the power that lies within. And this is going to completely override all of this. What's the next crisis? What is the next crisis? Who knows? Just ignore it. Ignore it.
The majority of people, they won't be able to pull the lockdowns,
absolutely
what
not.
they did before, they won't
absolutely
be able to do it.
Not,
there's just no way that people are going to go along with it.
People are more aware, and the right to work, and pay their way and look after their families and support each other.
So as hard as it has been for yourself, for anyone who's as you say, spoken out. Not been afraid as well to speak their truth. That's been, maybe you've been a nurse and you've chosen not to get the vaccine, you've lost your job. If this hadn't happened, humanity would have carried on the way it has been. So in a way, it's been a blessing in disguise.
Well, yes, I agree with you. Yeah, absolutely. And it's all part of this cycle and where we're heading to.
This great awakening and this great ascension as well.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like you're a spiritual person.
Yeah.
Maybe not religious but you are spiritual.
Well, spiritual, yes,
Is that something that you've always been? Have you always been quite a spiritual person?
Yeah, from a very young age.
Oh, really?
Losing a couple of friends at a very young age in my teenage years, which opened up a channel of spirituality. Yeah, outside of the traditional faith of church and organised religion. So,
do you follow many different types of faiths, or do you pick and choose? Some people
I respect all faith. If someone wants to believe in a faith, that's their choice, and respect their choice and their free will to do so. But don't impose that upon others. And that's just respect for each other. And all this turmoil that's going on we can, absolutely.
You can live in harmony, and we're proving that here at Hope.
Absolutely, yes.
Because we have many different religions, from Judaism to Catholicism to Sikh faith. We have so many.
Marvellous.
And we all celebrate each other's choices and religions, and it's wonderful. It's really beautiful.
It's humanistic.
Yeah. Yes, and it's the way the new world is going to be.
And the new world is where we're heading to, and we're all part of that shifting consciousness and the evolution of the world. This old matrix and this win-lose scarcity mindset and idealism, it's crumbling, and they're finished. They're on their last legs, and they're throwing everything they can at the world because they know they're finished. You know, this win-lose system is on its last legs, and what lies ahead is going to be
glorious.
Absolutely glorious, and we need to hold that intention. Talk to so many people. Oh, you're deluded. You know, you're. How can you say that? You know, the world's going to shit, and you know, it's going to be the end of the world. No, it's not. It's the end of this old world, and the new world that's forming is not the new normal that they've tried to create.
No, they failed.
They have failed miserably with their buzzwords of, that's the one in particular, and all through that lead up. Yeah. You know, you'd hear it everywhere. Oh, ghastly, you know. But the new world is where we're heading to, and we feel that in our souls. We're beacons of light. Yeah. We come with the light, and we project a positive energy to the world. And have a lot of faith in where we're heading to, and it's intentional. It's the intentionality and an inner knowing of where this is leading. And we're in a dark tunnel. There's a lot of darkness in the world, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. There is light at the end of the tunnel. I can see
it. It's getting brighter by the day,
absolutely.
Isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that light, the world that lies the other side of this darkness, is something that we have never experienced. And that's really exciting. A world that is abundant and abundant for all, and not just the select, self-proclaimed elites.
Yeah, absolutely. Here. That's exactly what we need, and what we're going to
resourceful, community-based. This is where this shift is heading to.
Absolutely. It's how we're supposed to be existing.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
And how I believe we were existing before the evil and demonic entities, whatever you want to call them, took over and started to control us and manipulate us. Yeah. And I do believe that's our destiny, and we will get back there. We were talking...
In our lifetime, this is going to happen.
Yes, it will.
It's not in the very, very distant future.
No, things are moving so quickly. I mean, I feel like I've blinked and 2023 is gone. Yeah. It's scary how quickly time is going.
Absolutely.
Yes, you can feel that. I mean, I know I'm busy, but it still is. There has been a massive shift in timelines and... Absolutely,
yeah.
And also...
And the shift in consciousness. Yes. We're heading into fifth dimension consciousness.
That's exciting, isn't it? I do find that very exciting. So
raising the vibration.
Raising the vibration.
And that's what this year is all about. There's so much fear in the world. You know, do not get bogged down by fear. Rise above fear. Do not fear fear. It's just rise above it. Let's raise the vibration, our collective vibration, and live the life of our choosing, of how we desire to live our life, and for the future, for our children. And that's what you're doing here at Hope Sussex. You know, your approach to schooling, it's remarkable. It's wonderful, and it's making waves.
It's a huge collaboration. I think that's what's so lovely. There's no top-down system. It's a load of educators, tutors and parents that have come together to create a really lovely environment for their children to spend their childhood, which you only get a child once, you only get a childhood once, and it's very short.
Yeah, so, exactly.
You know,
and even shorter now in this world of technology and how time is speeding up.
And we do want to provide a space where children can have time away from screens. That's really important.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah.
So we were saying before when we came on camera how important it is to have those quiet times just to yourself when you can go inward. That's where the answers lie. But I'm sure your happy place is the complete opposite as well. When you are in front of your decks, in front of an arena of people, how does that feel? I mean, I know as a performer, I know the buzz that you get when you're performing. It's
well, you're in your
it's
flow.
out of this world.
You're in your flow, and it's the rapport of the audience and the connection and the energy.
Feel that raise of that vibration when you're...
We're beacons of light, and that's our role. That is our role, to raise the frequency, raise the vibration through music or through art or through dance or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be.
Because I couldn't, we were saying before, I couldn't turn you off last year. Not last year, year before now. And I was like, oh God, I'm over my line. Oh no, but he's so good and everyone's loving it and he's just beaming. When you DJ, your smile is just amazing.
Yeah, well, we
it's
were in
wonderful.
our flow, weren't we, that night? And it was brilliant. The first Hope Sussex Festival was incredible. And I'll be back here on August Bank Holiday, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a marvellous festival again.
Super excited.
I wasn't here last year.
We missed you.
Yeah, but this year I'm back, and it's gonna be incredible. Yeah.
We are super excited.
Good souls together.
Good souls. Oh, yeah.
A collective of good souls
yeah,
and
exactly.
positive energy.
Fabulous. It is fabulous. We do know how to do a good party.
Oh yes, yeah.
How did you get into DJing? I'd love to know.
Collecting records, and my family, they used to have Christmas parties, so all the family would come over, and then I'd ask if I could play the records on the large, I suppose it was called a gramophone, that speaker cabinet at the front, and a record deck, and then a kind of area where you could put some records in. So I got this like kind of position to put some music on, and that was thrilling. And I believe that's where it began for me. And then listening to the radio. Yeah. My mother had the radio on in the house all the time, and I was fascinated how someone was talking and playing music on this small little transistor radio in the kitchen. I was fascinated, obsessed with how is this how is this being transmitted across the airwaves. So all of these two things, and just the love of music, born into the love of music. And what would the world be without music?
Oh no, I dread to think.
Oh gosh,
I dread to think. No, I live for music as well.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You can't really dance. You can dance without music, but you can't. As soon as I hear music, I can't help myself. I'm on the dance floor. I'm off. So
we all need to dance.
One of the most important things.
Positive endorphins. Movement, flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for the soul, good for the mind, good for the body.
Yeah, and mind, body and soul.
Yeah, exactly.
And we like to dance.
We do. And you were one of the first to bring the Ibiza vibe.
Yeah.
To London.
Yeah, that's right.
To the London scene.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's nothing like a bit of house music and getting down on the dance floor and just getting totally lost in those rhythms and that beautiful, beautiful sound. But it still is...
Positivity.
It still is, and
gospel. Spirituality.
Yeah.
That's house music. That is the essence of house music. And we went to Ibiza in 1987, myself, Nicky Holloway, who I was working with as a kind of like unofficial apprentice, club promoter, DJ, helped him out and learned a great deal with Nicky, and Paul Oakenfold, who lives in America, and Johnny Walker went to Ibiza for Paul's birthday. It was in Amnesia, this open air club. The legendary Argentinian Ibiza DJ Alfredo playing in the open air with such a mixture of music that we termed the Balearic beats. So there was all different styles of music played, and then also house music. It was early on, house had emerged in 84, 85, but hadn't really come into Europe in a big way until 85, 86. But 86 really, but 87 was really when things started to change, both in London and Germany and Italy, and that's when, and Spain, and that's when things started to change.
Did you see a different vibe? Was there just a totally different vibe with that house music?
Oh, absolutely, because it was a time of great change, and it was new music. It's like any music revolution, like rock and roll, punk, whatever the music form, the blues, whatever it may be, jazz.
There's an excitement,
and an energy in that sound and that music, and that's what we found, and that's what we have collectively created, and that's why, still in the present time, there's no sign of house music going away. It's still
dance
music.
It's still one of the top.
Absolutely, yeah.
I would say genres.
They're going from strength to strength, and. Yeah, it's about uplifting and escapism from the kind of challenges of everyday life, and that's what the dance floor offers.
Yeah.
And I'm very blessed to be 35 years later, with the experience and travelling the world of doing something that I absolutely adore and love and have so much passion for, and I don't take that for granted. I have daily gratitude for everything in my life, for getting up in the morning and going to sleep at night. And gratitude is a key part of daily routine, and being mindful of that. Yeah. I don't take it up for granted. I'm blessed.
Yeah, and you are incredibly busy. So we had the lockdowns and we had that period where you couldn't work.
But I was still doing other stuff. Not that I stayed at home anyway.
No.
Just went out walking for hours and thinking. Okay, now what?
What am I doing?
Now what?
How long did it take, do you think, for the industry to come back into full swing, for you to get back to where you were?
A couple of years. Last year was a really good year, yeah. But the year before was 21 was really difficult.
Yeah.
It was really difficult because it didn't get going until, what was it called, the Freedom or D-Day in July. And then there was another lockdown in the autumn, wasn't there?
Yeah. As you say, I didn't pay any attention to them.
No, they did it again. But that's in the past, and that won't happen again anyway. It's just, but through that period, I played some gatherings on Hampstead Heath, which was so much fun because it was so, kind of under the radar. And
did it feel like early illegal rave days?
Well, it's like gatherings, talks, acoustic music, and DJing on a huge tree, fallen tree, sitting there with the laptop and playing under the stars. It was amazing. So I played a few of those parties.
Yeah.
And that was those gatherings were really good in the woods in Hampstead. Amazing, and it was just back to the essence of how it began, the free party scene. It was very much like that, and there was a lot of that going on around the country here. There was a lot of parties still going on. People just.
I was lucky.
They were partying in Westminster.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They weren't staying at home.
No.
Have you found, because you've been outspoken about your views, have you found that at all had a negative impact on
it did initially.
bookings?
Oh, God, it did initially, yes, yeah. Yeah, I think, any of us that stood up and stood in the truth and what we believe in, and, that's the person I am. And, there were a lot of, it made a negative impact by standing in one's truth and speaking the truth and one's beliefs against a tide of oppression of people who, kind of disagreed with that and went along with this whole narrative and deception. Lots of bookings were lost, and some of those relationships with some people who are promoters, unfortunately, haven't been repaired. But I would like to think at some point, kind of we're moving into a new direction with things, and there is a level of awareness. And I think, I think some of those people will actually say, well, you did the right thing, we just didn't know at the time. So that's what I'd like to think, and kind of, not that I'm looking for an apology. I don't need an apology.
No, you just want to move forwards.
Absolutely.
Let's just move forwards and try and,
There's more of a shift now, more of a landslide of people who actually, and go out and work and talk to people in clubs and festivals and stuff. So many people who are all of the same, of this thinking.
Yeah.
And the realisation. And that's, like, over the course of the last year, that's become that's increased dramatically, tenfold. Everywhere one goes, there's a conversation on the truth and what this is all about, and other people's feelings, and
the more and more people speak and to speak up,
more people
the more
speaking
confident
up
people
and out.
feel.
But I guess that our role as standing up there and putting our heads above the parapet and just standing there without fear of repercussions, has given other people the confidence to stand up for their beliefs as well. Because I was taught by my grandfather, who's a World War II veteran, to stand up to wrongdoing. And that's what we're all doing here. And we will continue to stand up to wrongdoing. Because those are our values. Those are our values, our core values, which these people do not have. They don't have that set of values. They're unscrupulous, and I don't think they have much humanity. Some of them, they don't have a great deal of humanity. And I think there's quite a lack of compassion going on in the world right now with, kind of what's happening in the Middle East with, kind of the Gaza thing with, it's heartbreaking to see children and civilians.
Absolutely horrendous. But again, it is
killed.
That is part of the divide and conquer again.
Yeah.
They're just constantly wanting us to fight against one another, to pick a side, always, giving us
choose your side
constantly.
Well, we choose the side of humanity.
Humanity, freedom,
humanitarians,
free speech.
Absolutely, yes.
Just that's the most important thing.
Cancel culture.
To pull together.
Cancel out any opinions. Well, we have a right to an opinion, and we will continue to uphold democracy and our opinions.
Yeah, we will. Absolutely. It's so lovely to hear you speaking so passionately about it. It's wonderful. It's absolutely brilliant. And I think, it's people like yourself, it's people like Mike, it's people like David Icke and those that have been speaking out for a long, long time, that have lost, been vilified, lost loved ones, lost work, that have really, really put themselves out there and on the line. And you are such an inspiration to others. And I don't think that people would be as confident as they are now if the likes of yourselves with the high profile had remained silent.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Because there's many people in the industry who may share that belief and have remained silent.
How many DJs have there been many? Because obviously we have the fabulous Slipmat as well at our festivals, and he's bang on it. He's constantly posting, and he's been
Matt's
very outspoken.
Yeah.
He's lovely, isn't he? And big supporter. But again, did you feel like there was
quite a few of us?
Yeah.
Not enough, but that's how it goes. And, I know that when this is all over, we're standing on the right side of history, and we can say, yes, we were standing there on the front line of all of this.
Is that your conscience?
Irrespective of what? Sorry?
Is that your conscience? Do you think that is you just couldn't speak quiet because it would be the wrong thing to do? You couldn't live with yourself. You couldn't sleep at night if you,
absolutely
didn't
not.
actually say, hold on a minute, here's the truth.
Absolutely. Yeah, and standing for what we believe in and what is right. Standing in what is right, for what is right, and for the future of our children as a father.
Yeah.
And we'll leave that legacy.
Yeah.
To our kids. Say, well, actually, our mum and our dad, they were fighting, saying the right thing, and fighting for our future. And we won't ever relent.
Because you have
we will
kids.
never relent. Never. Never relent. We will never, ever surrender to this tyranny. Never.
Oh, not in a million years. I was prepared to take a bullet.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
And I know that sounds extreme, but
yes.
I would.
In the event
I would have.
Yeah.
You know. Have you always... You're classed as an anti-vaxxer. Anyone who questions the COVID vaccine is an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah, and proud.
And proud.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've always looked into, or is that just been since the COVID vaccine rollout? Or was that something you questioned before?
I was quite vocal about the swine flu jabs back when Sir Liam Fox, was it, the health secretary? When was that? Was that 2011? 7, 8?
7, 8.
And I was very vocal about that at that time, and that was when Facebook first began. Took a load of flack for that at that time, but something didn't feel right about that, and I think that was a dry run for where we are at.
Oh, definitely.
Now, that was the prelude, and it didn't work.
Yeah,
because the public were very aware, and they were dismissive of what was being planned and rolled out. And I think that's when I became very vocal.
Did you ever actually look into?
I used to have flu jabs, and then I looked into what was in those jabs.
Yeah,
and they were making me. It didn't stop me getting the flu, and kind of. What's the flu? It's just like really heavy cold, and it's your body expelling toxins.
I was
your immune system.
I do think there's a good thing about getting ill. As you say, it's a detox process.
Yeah.
So it's important for the body.
But so I looked into that at that time, and then I thought, well, I'm not going to take any more of these, and I will not take another one in the whole of my life. No way. No.
It is one of those things that once you do actually do your research, and I mean proper research, you wouldn't in a million years let anybody come anywhere near you with a vaccination, inoculation, whatever you want to call it, jab.
No.
They're all the same thing. Even the mRNA, all of them are poison to the body, without a doubt.
Yeah.
There's they're not safe. They're not efficient. They don't do what they claim they do. And it's pretty incredible when you do the research into vaccination. And
the body has the ability for defence and healing. Now, some people will disagree with that, but we're moving into a new age of health and healing. And I'm very health conscious, and I look after my health. I look after myself. I meditate daily. I fast daily.
You fast?
Yes, I do daily for 16 to 18 hours. And this is something I started this year because I piled on loads of weight in the 2 years without work through comfort eating, and went through a period of getting down about things at the beginning of it all, losing all the work, and and I just piled on loads of weight, and I just thought at the start of 23, and I'd been thinking about fasting, and then I just got into the flow, and there's no looking back, and it's part of my daily routine now. And I feel great through fasting as well. The clarity, and just the energy that you have by not eating at night and comfort eating. And I can still eat chocolate. I love chocolate, and
as long as it's in that window.
Between 12 and 6. But so I've always been health conscious anyway, and just. Looking after oneself and running and swimming and walking and going to the gym since I was in my 20s. So, going through the whole music scene, and people are like, well, how have you not burned out? Okay, I had one burnout point, but that was through some external circumstances in life, and it's about looking after ourselves. And that's why I wouldn't go down that road again. As I said, I've been there, but I understand, and I think, this pharmaceutical empire that is such a profitable industry, and it keeps people hooked
Isn't
into
it
it.
just?
And you know,
and it's the food and health industry. That's what I find.
Yeah.
You know, they work together to keep us
Yeah.
ill. You know,
Problem
and
solution,
dependent.
problem or a
Yeah.
supposed solution.
Yeah, because you can't, half the stuff that people eat, you can't call it food.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's poison.
Yeah. Processed food.
Processed.
Yeah. And you don't have to eat that.
You don't.
You do not have to eat it. And I don't eat in those junk food outlets because we are what we eat. You know, and I made that choice years ago. You know.
So I like you, I believe, with a healthy diet,
Yeah.
a healthy mind, a high vibration energy. So, you know, really, really making sure that you don't get pulled into
The fear vortex.
the fear vortex. You don't get pulled into the, you know, all those low vibing emotions,
Yeah.
jealousy, any of those.
Yeah.
They're so toxic to us.
Yeah.
And if you can remain courage, love, and above, that's immunity in itself.
Yeah. 5D consciousness.
Yeah, it really is. I totally believe that.
This whole thing is driven by fear. It's the core driver is fear in all of this. And everything that's happening in the world, it's fear, 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 fear.
And they are parasites, those
that feed
the
off
powers
of,
that
they
used to
feed
be.
off of fear.
They feed off of that vibration.
Yeah.
And the more and more people that awaken and become self-empowered and realise that actually how powerful they are, the less food they've got. I feel that energetically as well, their food source dwindling.
Yeah.
I can genuinely feel that. And that gives me so much courage.
I think we all do.
And hope.
We are feeling that. And that's this shift that's happening, that's underway.
Yeah.
You can feel it. The cracks are appearing. And these individuals, they are all going to turn on each other, as all criminal organisations and crime syndicates do, and psychopaths and narcissists.
Under the bus.
Yeah, they're all narcissists and sociopaths and psychopaths.
Yeah.
It's, you know, kind of every man or woman for themselves. And that's where this is heading as well. And they will turn on each other to save their own skin. And they're building bunkers. Well, you can go and hide in a bunker.
But do you know what?
How long do they think they're going to hide in a bunker for if they destroy the world? But they're not going to destroy. They're not going to destroy
life, and that's not living.
Exactly, it's not living.
So hide in a bunker for a million years. We're having the best time up here.
Below ground.
Yeah.
And never see this beautiful world again. It's bonkers, isn't it?
It's bonkers.
It's bonkers. But I don't think I really don't think it's going to come to that, you know.
No.
And this is all part of it again. It's the fear. Oh, the elites are building bunkers. They've been building bunkers for years in New Zealand.
Of course they have.
And,
They've got bunkers left, right and centre. We know that.
America and all over the world. But particularly New Zealand, that is quite a hub of the bunkers.
There can be just as much fear-mongering on the awakened side, if you like, as there can be.
Oh, absolutely.
In the mainstream, can't there?
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah.
So
That's why we have to hold that intention.
Do you choose just to ignore it, just to not look at it, don't give it any time?
I don't go on Telegram as much as I used to, because I think Telegram it has a lot of positives, but there is a lot of fear propaganda, and from within the freedom movement. Yeah. And I think we need to move away from that posting this fear repetition of, you know, kind of these posts that you see on social media that are rooted in fear. Rise above that and post things that are enriching and from high vibration source and authentic. Yeah. Authentic, truth. Is the highest. And that's all I share. I do not share anything that's associated with fear. And without, you know, kind of going into that, we know what those subjects are. It's about authentic information and the truth. And high vibration, you know, positive information. You know, because... Well, luckily... in our reality, in my reality, it's an incredibly positive world. And that's the world we're creating, that we choose to live in. We're choosing not to live in that vortex there. I don't own a television. I don't watch television.
No,
that doesn't enrich me.
No.
I watch some documentaries
or a bit of comedy.
but
I
not
like
on
a
a
bit of
TV.
comedy.
I haven't owned a TV for so many years, since probably the late 90s.
I love Kate Shemarani's name for it, the Idiot's Lantern.
Kate.
But it's amazing, isn't it? If the amount of people that would have been saved from so much fear and trauma had they just turned the telly on.
Yeah, switch it off.
Yeah.
Switch it off.
Yeah.
You know, go get, empower yourself, kind of sitting there glued to the fear.
Go out there and live life.
The fear of vision, it's just like, there's so much wonderful information and, kind of empowering information that we feed our mind.
Yeah.
And what does that do? That has a positive effect on the world around us.
And it's a ripple effect as well, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Because you can feel.
What we put in here, we give out there.
Yeah.
And the love in our hearts to people and our friends and family and anyone we meet.
Yeah.
It's kind of the energy that we're projecting into the world.
Absolutely.
It's not coming from a place of fear, it's coming from a place of love and light.
Oh,
and strength.
So lovely
and
to hear you speaking like that. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
So you've got a fabulous year ahead.
This is going to be an amazing year.
Lots of
amazing year. Yeah, an amazing year.
Things in the pipeline that you can't
Feel
talk
it in
about,
my soul.
but they're kind of coming to fruition this year.
Absolutely, yeah. Things that have been seeded over the last 3 years, and now is the year. And it's going to be an abundant year.
So how do people find out about the gigs that you're doing?
I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram, and I do use Facebook as well. But on Instagram, that's where I'm more prominent.
Yeah.
Shadow banned for 2 years. Oh wow.
What were you doing?
Restricted
what
postings.
You've been posting, misinformation.
Yeah, authentic information. And posts that empower others. And the truth.
Yeah.
The truth. They don't like the truth, do they, fact checkers?
No.
Fact checkers, what is that all about? We have fact checked this post.
Who are the fact checkers?
Who are these people sitting in their high-vis jackets?
Yeah.
In an office in Nine Elms in London. Or Croydon in an office.
Oh,
there's a whole warehouse full of fact checkers beavering all. Oh God, what a life!
And the trolls.
What a life!
Yeah. I'm glad it's not me.
Fact checkers, yeah. Thank you. We can think for ourselves, actually.
Yeah. Thanks very much.
But it's great. You see the comments, kind of people's posts on Instagram in particular. This post has been fact checked. You can't see it. It's got a black box over it, and I'm like, what do people do? Oh, what's that post? And, oh, great, it's obviously an authentic, informative post.
Yeah.
So more people are actually looking at those posts because they've got this banner slapped over the front of them. It's idiotic. We're living in the age of stupid, and we cannot make sense of the senseless at times.
Oh, you can tell. I mean, just the people that they've put in charge of running countries in itself is just
puppets.
So hilarious.
Just puppets. All part of the illusion.
It's all part of the illusion, but
world stage. They're actors. They're all acting out their part, and then they do their scene, and then they're off, aren't they?
Yeah.
Look at the last 2 years here.
And it's clear as day now. I mean, it's been like that for a long time, but it's now it's become so clear to everybody. You can't honestly tell me that you believe that Joe Biden's running the country.
Oh, gosh.
Running America. I mean, you can't believe...
I'm sure there are many people who do believe that he is actually running the country. But all of this that's going on, it's so evidently clear that, that something isn't right. And it's astonishing how some people just think life is normal right now. Everything's normal. It's la-di-da. And it's far from normal. It's just, we live our lives how we choose, but all of this that's going on around us, we're aware of, and we can see it for what it is. And And there's people that this is the which Matthias Desmet, the Belgium Ghent University professor of psychology, writes about in his book, The Science of Totalitarianism, about the mass formation of the herd following the herd and cognitive dissonance, and it's right there before people's very eyes, this deception and this illusion and following the majority. It's a very interesting book.
It sounds fascinating, actually.
It's an incredible book, and it really explains what we cannot make sense of, really. But that book really, really helps. I think it presents what this is about.
Yeah.
The psychology of how we think. You know, it's just
that herd mentality that is sort of instilled in so many.
But this is the thing, you know, we don't want the herd walking us into this abyss of digital identity and social credit system and the World Health Organization with their pandemic treaty that's coming up in May. And I believe this is one of the biggest battles that we're going to fight this year. The British government are not going to relinquish membership of the WHO because we funded the Garvey organisation, which is backed by the Gates Foundation, which the WHO are predominantly funded by Gates, who funds just about everything. With his philanthrocapitalism approach. But this is a major battle that we have on our hands as a nation with the sovereignty, the health sovereignty of this country. Well, at the EU, but here we live here. People really need to take stock of what's going on here. There was a debate with Andrew Bridgen in Parliament shortly before Christmas. I went along to that debate, but there was only 18 seats available in the public gallery. So we were in the building, in the House of Commons, but there wasn't enough seats allocated. But, fair play to Andrew Bridgen. There's another debate coming up in, I think it's January, I believe. And he's leading the way there. But I've written to the local MP and Sally Ann Hart, who has said that Britain will not hand over health sovereignty to the WHO, which is just, kind of, I don't understand how they're not seeing what is going on here.
Yeah.
This is an unelected organisation based in Geneva, spearheaded by Tedros, who's got an appalling record of human rights infringement and abuse in Ethiopia, who's spearheading, who's the chief spokesperson for the World Health Organization. They are going to be replaced, the WHO. We need the World Council for Health, Dr. Tess Lawrie, to replace the WHO, and I believe that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're not going to sustain this.
Look at the recent protest in Germany and the farmers.
Yes, no farmers, no food.
And they have made massive changes now because, they pulled together.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Yeah.
We absolutely have the power. We just have to pull together.
Absolutely. And this is part of the World Economic Forum's Sustainable Development Goals. It's about claiming the land and controlling the food supplies and food source. And that's what's happening here. And the German farmers are rising up, as they did in Holland last year.
Yeah.
And Rutte got a real backlash that they were not expecting. They were taking farmers' lands that's been in family...
For generation after generation.
Generational land.
This is something that David Icke has been saying for a long time.
He has.
They will drive us from
for
the land.
many years.
And they will push us into cities, and the 15-minute cities.
Yeah.
And he's been saying it for years.
Well, this is what we're seeing in London with ULEZ and Oxford. It's all part of the the introduction of the 15-minute cities, and then now there's the pay per mile in London. But there is an awakening towards that, and this is great. Where we live
the
here.
The further they push it, the more people are going to see.
The resistance.
Yeah,
and
the bigger the resistance will become.
And that groundswell is swelling to huge numbers. They're not going to win. This is a globalist coup d'etat across the world, headed by Klaus Schwab in Geneva. Like a Bond villain. How can anybody
in there... You can't imagine him, can't you, sat there with a
white cat. Absolutely, yeah. Very dangerous individual. Very dangerous individual.
Evil.
This is the Fourth Reich. This is the Fourth Reich in the modern day. But I just, kind of, if you can't see that, what hope is there? What hope is there that...
People are on their
Something
path,
isn't quite right here, is it?
You can't force people. You can only do what you're doing, and you've always spoken out. You've always put the truth out there, and
we'll continue to do so.
And we'll continue, exactly.
Yeah.
And continue to enjoy this beautiful life.
Yeah, and it is a beautiful life, and we choose to live life on our terms and do no harm.
And we are incredibly blessed.
Yeah, and we're blessed. We are blessed to be here every day in this marvellous lifetime, this incarnation.
I'm so happy you're coming back to the festival this year.
Me too.
Yay! We're going to have the best time ever, aren't we?
Yes, yeah.
Danny Rampling, thank you so much for coming on the
Katie.
Positive Podcast. Oh,
Pleasure.
thank you.